Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York State Public Campaign Finance Board Commissioners meeting. I'm Barbara Lifton, Chair of the Board. Joining me today are Vice Chair Brian Kolb, Commissioner Esma Bagnola, Commissioner Henry Berger, Commissioner Anthony Casal, and Commissioner Peter Kuczynski. I'm going to ask the staff here to go around the table and introduce themselves as well, and please tell us your position, your work, as you go.
Kristen Zabrowski-Stavisky, Co-Executive Director of the New York State Board of Elections.
Cheryl Kauser, Co-Director of Public Campaign Finance Board.
Kate Ursino, Deputy Director of Public Campaign Finance Board.
Brian Connor, Enforcement Counsel.
Aaron Suggs, hopefully counsel.
Raymond Riley, Co-Executive Director, State Board of Elections. Carl Zielman, Co-Director, PCFB.
Bill McCann, Counsel, PCFB.
Ann Tarpenian, Enforcement Counsel, PCFB.
Bob Eccles, Deputy Director, PCFB.
Thank you, everyone. We have the minutes from the last meeting, from the December meeting. Can I get a motion, please, to accept the minutes from that meeting?
So moved.
Brian moves, a second.
Second.
Henry seconds. All those in favor to accept the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? No. The vote is accepted. 6-0. We have 6 commissioners. Six affirmative votes on that. Thank you. I'm going to turn to our co-directors for unit reports. I think Carl Zielman is going to start us off.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Welcome to the May 1st meeting of the Public Campaign Finance Board. This is an overview of activities performed by the PCFB unit. The PCFB program, as you know, has been operational since November 9th, 2022. Our report will detail various aspects of the program and project management. With PCFB registration deadline of February 26th now behind us, PCFB staff has been diligently occupied with delivering ongoing training to candidates and treasurers, conducting outreach efforts, performing bank reconciliations, carrying out audits of submitted disclosure reports, and overseeing enforcement measures. Next week, this board will be holding a meeting on May 7th to authorize its first payment to those candidates that have met all eligibility requirements for the primary. Before I continue on behalf of Cheryl and myself, I'd like to highlight the work done by our entire PCFB staff, whether it's conducting committee verifications, reviewing those petitions, or following up with candidates and treasurers. PCFB staff members have worked extremely hard to get us into position to make those primary payments beginning next week. And I just want to publicly highlight, their efforts. I'll continue on and provide you first with our program statistics. The program, as I mentioned previously, program cutoff date was February 26th of 2024. That was the last day to submit an application to the program. As I sit here today, there are 329 certified participating candidates in the program. The breakdown by office is 103 in the state Senate, 226 in the state Assembly. We have one committee registered for the statewide office right now. Since the deadline, 10 1P committees have terminated since the inception of our program back in November of 2022. And all this information is provided on our website, and that is the nypcfb.gov website that you can access. The state board and 13 county boards of elections will be certifying primary ballots today and tomorrow. After those certifications are completed, we will then be prepared to provide a breakdown of how many candidates we'll actually have in the program. So it's a little bit fluid right now. Moving on to our outreach efforts, PCFB attended the ECA conference along with several commissioners. Both Cheryl and I presented to the attendees at that conference. And we also had a booth set up that provided information to those interested parties about PCFB. We recently wrapped up an online media campaign using op-ed media. The ad campaign was set forth in both English and Spanish. It ran from January 16th through February 11th. This included regional digital media presence across news publications, newsletters, and sponsored emails. The target was adult New Yorkers that may be interested in running for office. The total number of impressions from those digital ads was 2,934,990. There is a breakdown in your board packets for you, so you can see that data. The Council on Governmental Ethics and Laws, COGL, has reached out to PCFB and asked us about presenting at their December conference on topics of technology and public campaign finance. This conference is in December. Right now, I'm going to move to our PCFB training. In 2024, we've held 26 PCFB training sessions. 25 of those have been virtual, 1 of those has been in person. 9 candidate trainings with a total of 257 attendees. 168 of those were PCFB candidates, registered PCFB candidates. We held 16 treasurer trainings with a total of 590 attendees. 307 of those were registered PCFB treasurers. A total number of people trained since January 1st of this year has been 847. I'll move on to our next topic of the reporting and enforcement. The January and March periodic reports were required of all filers. Those are in. We had, both of those reports had a 100% filing rate. We do have 19 late filers, which the January settlements will be taken up under new business today. The late filers for March are currently in the settlement process with our enforcement team, and this will be taken up at a future board meeting. We do have a bid that has just been released for a process server contract. Our enforcement division, if you will, reserves the right to initiate administrative enforcement actions against candidates, treasurers, or political committees found in violation of election law and its associated regulations. Service process is mandated under specific circumstances in these proceedings to be conducted through personal service in accordance with the New York State Civil Practice Law and Rules. We expect to have bids returned in the next coming days. I'll move on to software. We do have a new software vendor, MTX, provides a Salesforce application designed to streamline auditing and payment processes for PCFB. This system also facilitates updates across financial management, candidate management, case management, political calendars, and electronic filings, and it's all integrated into one platform. MTX, has been on site for the past several weeks. They've been sitting with PCFB staff through intensive discovery sessions, discussing current state of PCFB operations, providing information on specific topics, and business rules for our future needs. I can say right now, as I see here today, that process has been going really, really well. A lot of information has been exchanged with the vendor. We also have been utilizing NISTech for project management related to this project. And also, my last bullet point related to that software is we've reached out to external user groups, if you will, for feedback related to public reporting and how to best maximize our system and make it user-friendly. We have received some feedback already. I believe there have been some suggestions that are included in your board packets today. Space, we are now located on the 7th floor. And we're sharing that space with both compliance and ITU, and it has been a fantastic, working environment, I think, for everybody, being in one area, working together. So with that, I'll turn it over to Cheryl.
Thank you. Related to the budget, the state fiscal year 2024-25 budget was enacted. Administratively, the Public Campaign Finance Board received its full request for funding, which was $14.5 million. This maintains a flat budget request and provides us with approximately $8.5 million for personal service or staffing, and approximately $6 million of non-personal service, which is our contracts, software, supplies, and travel. The budget also provides the program with $100 million in aid to localities funding to make public matching fund payments. For implementation for payments to committees, there are two functions we've talked about that we needed to conduct in the statewide financial system. We needed to upload candidates as vendors and needed to use the statewide financial system to issue payments to those committees. We have completed our work on both processes. In relation to the vendors, committees are input as vendors to receive the electronic fund transfer of dollars. We recently had a meeting with the Office of General Services Business Service Center and the statewide financial system team to train our staff on how to better assist committees once we enter them into the system. So we have better visibility and we can assist them if they have any questions about that system. In terms of payments, the Office of State Comptroller had approved our request to bulk upload payments into SFS. What that means is that all payments that are approved by the board are sent over in one batch at the same time. Our IT department had created a process for transferring the bulk load to SFS. That process has been successfully tested in the production environment, and that means the real environment. We sent over a payment. The SFS team intercepted it and confirmed that it did work. We have had several scheduled tests on the system, and the next scheduled test is for tomorrow, May 8th. Both the Office of State Comptroller and the statewide financial system teams have given us a lot of support. We have shared our program calendar of payments with them so they can have visibility into when we will be sending payments over, and they in turn sent out blackout dates where the system would not make a payment, and we made sure to work around those. In terms of program payments, in December 2023, the board posted the public campaign finance program calendar listing all deadlines and mandatory filings applicable to all candidates and listed out primary and general election public fund payment schedule. And this part of our update is primary election specific. The primary election is June 25th, 2024. State law requires 3 public fund payments for the primary election within 30 days of the election. State law also states the first payment cannot be any earlier than 45 days before the election. The Public Campaign Finance Board's first payment will be on May 13th, with 3 payments within 30 days scheduled for May 29th, June 10th, and June 18th. There is one post-primary payment of July 30th from the data reported on the July periodic, which also serves as the post-primary report. Coming up for candidates in the program, primary election candidates are required to file a 32-day pre-primary report due on May 24th. The 11-day in the post-primary report, which is due on July 15th. In order to receive a payment, a participating candidate must be on the ballot in the primary or have a competitive election in the other party's primary. They must meet all program requirements and thresholds, and our auditors and staff have been working with their committees and reaching out to assist them on reaching those eligibility requirements. The State Board of Elections will meet later today to certify candidates, and the county boards of elections are also meeting to certify candidates by tomorrow. This will finalize the scope of primary candidates who will be eligible for funding next week. In addition, the State Board of Elections co-chairs will have in front of them at the next meeting a resolution to certify the amount of public funds needed for the primary election. The Public Campaign Finance Board staff recommendation would be to certify approximately $21 million in public matching funds for the primary election. And then lastly, the Public Campaign Finance Board has a meeting scheduled for May 7th for the purpose of authorizing the first public fund payment. That's our unit report.
Any questions of either of our co-directors? Any unit reports, any questions, discussion? Great. And thank you, well, thank you all the staff who's been doing all this important work, getting us ready to, I keep saying launching, but no. Getting it actually functioning here. So no questions. Thank you very much for those reports. There's no old business. Under new business, we have 2 resolutions. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2024-01 relative to late filer settlements for the January 2024 periodic report.
So moved.
Brian is moving. Second? Second is Mr. Bagnola, seconding. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is adopted, 6-0 on that vote. Thank you very much. Is there a motion on the vote for personnel appointment, And Suggs here in the room with us. Is there a motion to? Henry Berger is moving. Second, Peter Kaczynski seconding. All in favor?
Aye.
This resolution?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition. The appointment of Aaron Suggs as our enforcement counsel. Yes? Is that the?
Council.
Council, yes, council.
No.
Thank you. So we have an affirmative vote on the appointment of Aaron Suggs. Thank you, 6-0 on that. Welcome, Aaron, to the Public Campaign Finance Board.
Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it. Commissioner, if I could just add,
Highly recommended, yes.
just want to take a moment to, welcome Aaron to his new position, but also to acknowledge the awesome work that Nick Carcina did as his predecessor. He's gone on to a fantastic job at the Office of Mental Health with a huge staff of attorneys. He's a tremendous lawyer, and he will be missed.
Yes, we appreciate the services of Nick Carcina very much. And we're fortunate that another highly competent, great attorney is filling John's shoes. But yes, many thanks to Nick Carcina. Okay. The question is there, as far as I know, there's no need for an executive session today. Any discussion about that? So the next meeting for the New York State Public Campaign Finance Board will be Tuesday, May 7th at noon. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Brian moves. A second? Second is Esma Bagnola, Commissioner Bagnola. The meeting is adjourned. Oh,
Just as a considering opposition.
is there any opposition to adjourning? Anyone not on adjournment? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
No opposition.
Let's see.